Well, like you said, I'll give you a quick update, I guess, because I know a lot of you guys here pray for me a lot. My dad solicits y'all's prayers, so I appreciate it. Actually, right now, I haven't got my non-combatant designation yet, but my unit, they don't make me carry a weapon, and right now my packet is actually at Washington, D.C., pending approval and decision on whether they're going to let me finish out my 2.5 years left in the military as a non-combatant, or if they're just going to give me a boot, and then I'll be down here hanging out with you guys each week. But so please continue to pray for me for that. Also, please continue to pray. I will be preaching a prophecy series in Watertown, New York in October. And it's the first time I've ever done that, so please pray, because it is very secular up there in New York, and they really need to hear the Word of God up there. But before I pray and really get into the sermon, I want to say, usually we greet each other with Happy Sabbath, but recently I learned a new greeting, Maranatha. I don't know if you guys know what Maranatha means, but it means come, Lord Jesus, or come, O Lord. And that became a very special greeting from the early Christian church, especially once persecution came down very hard. That kind of replaced the Jewish, shalom. When they met each other, it became Maranatha when Christians would meet each other. So Maranatha, and I want to say Jesus is coming soon. It's quite clear to see that He will be returning to us soon. If you just look at the signs of the times, the earthquakes is just that one recently multiple recently in Nepal, very bad earthquakes, droughts and pestilences and diseases throughout the world. It's easy to see all creation is groaning under the burden of sin that's been on this planet for going on 6,000 years now. And so we know Jesus is coming soon because He's promised that. We also see it in the political world. When you go to a board in the military, when you go to a promotion board, they want to ask you if you know current events. And so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of current events that just happened yesterday. I'm sure many of you all are aware that the Supreme Court has ruled now for all 50 states as same-sex marriage as being constitutional. And I don't know how much of the heat of this whole debate you guys have felt here in the South, but I know in New York, it has become to where if you preach against homosexuality or even really support the idea of traditional marriage, your church can actually lose its tax exemption up in New York. And they were saying, USA Today, I was reading an article on it, was saying that now that this has happened with the Supreme Court, now Christian schools, Christian private schools around the country could risk losing their exemption if they take a stance on the Bible values. So we can see the time is short. So Jesus is coming soon. But before Jesus comes, other things still have to happen. There's going to be a final crisis on this planet. Also referred to in the Scriptures as the time of Jacob's trouble. And so we're all going to need to be able to stand. Just right now with this whole issue with same-sex marriage, are you prepared to stand on the Word of God for the truth? Are you prepared to stand because it could bring persecution? It has brought persecution already on many people that have decided to stand for the biblical marriage, and they have been persecuted for that, and it is just continuing to grow. So we need to be ready to stand on the Bible. As the majority of the Christian world, and even those within our own church, go outside the Bible for their ideas, we need to be ready to stand on this, even if it means from within we may receive persecution. Just real quick, 2 Timothy 3:12 tells us, "Yea, and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution." Persecution is a real thing that will touch each and every last one of us. We need to be prepared to stand for Christ. So we need to be praying, constant in prayer and Bible study, asking for Him to help us stand when persecution comes knocking at our door. Just read Matthew 24 in your own time. I have a lot of Bible verses I wanted to cover, but I think I'm going to brush through some of them so I don't keep you guys all day. Even though, how did Matt Parris say it last week? He said, I'm going back to Australia, so y'all can't bother me about it. I'm leaving, and I'm leaving to New York tomorrow. But I'll try and get you guys home timely. But read Matthew 24. Read Revelation 12. See how mad the devil is at God's people. It says he is enraged with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. This is an all-out war. The devil hates God's people. He hates God's church. So he's going to do whatever he can to stop us and persecute us, because he knows when he touches us, what does God say? When you touch my people, what does he say? You touch the apple of my eye. So in order to get at Christ, he gets at us. But we can remain sure that Christ is always with us, right? Amen? And he who endures to the end will be saved. Yes. So I want to read a quote from you from the book Maranatha. Page 69, then we'll pray and get really into this. It says, Christians should be preparing for what is soon to break upon the world as an overwhelming surprise. In this preparation they should make by diligently studying the Word of God and striving to conform their lives to its precepts. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to diligently study the Word of God. I hope you have your Bibles today. So I don't have slides to put up on the slide for you to read the Bible verses. You're going to have to follow along. So let's pray and so we begin to study God's Word. Dear loving Jehovah God, I just ask you, Lord, to please fill this place with the Holy Spirit. Lord, give me the words to speak, because if it's left to me, Lord, I'll fail. And I don't want people to remember me. I want my name to fade. But your name and your truth remain. And the message that you have remain in individuals' hearts here, so that they can go out and proclaim your name throughout a dying world, Lord. Please forgive us all of our sins and be with us today. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Hope you guys don't mind me taking a sip of water for once in a while. My allergies are really getting me. So the sermon title is, Do You Know Your Identity? Do you know who you are and what makes you different as a Seventh-day Adventist Christian? We got to remember that God says, you heard the scripture reading this morning in 1 Peter 2, verse 9. It says, But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. We are a special people, a peculiar people to God. We are different. The thing is, in today's world, we don't like to be different. But we are. God says you're peculiar and special and different. Not just weird and different, but I have you for a special purpose on this planet. I don't want you to be like the world. So we're to be different. You know, me even personally, I don't like being different. It took me a long time to turn in my conscientious objector packet to the Army. I had it all together when I first got to Fort Drum, New York, and I had it, and I was standing outside my commander's office, just about to me. Okay, I'm going to put this in his hands, And he comes walking out, and it goes behind my back. And I just, how you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. I'm your new communications guy, and didn't even turn it in. Because we don't like to be different. We don't like to be looked on as weird. But praise God, he gave me the courage to come back and give him that packet. But we don't like to be different. But we need to remember what makes us different as a people. Because if we forget what happens, I'm glad we showed that clip by Doug Batchelor just a little bit ago. He showed what happened to 4 churches that forgot what made them different. They forgot sola scriptura, the Bible and the Bible only as my rule of faith and practice. They forgot that. They forgot what brought them out through the Reformation. They forgot that. And we saw it wasn't just one step, women ordination, we'll go with that. It wasn't just a small step. It became homosexuality. Now we're marrying same sexes. Now we're actually having them preach from our pulpits and lead out in our churches. How do you get from coming out of a church and saying, no, the Bible and the Bible only, to saying, hide this under a pew? The Reformation, what did the Lutheran Church say? That it was a misunderstanding. And we see the same idea even creeping into our own church, and this is why it's important. Because if we forget who we are as a people, we're going to follow in those same footsteps. We were talking about in Sabbath school about how we seem to follow the same footsteps as Israel. And we can't do that. I wanted to read something to you guys real quick. The idea now that the papacy has put out I think it was about 8 months ago, is that fundamentalists, I don't know if you guys heard the quote, but he said fundamentalists, though they may not pick up a weapon, are violence in the name of God. But do you know what the definition of fundamentalism is? I got the definition right here from the dictionary. It says, fundamentalism, of movement in American Protestantism that arose in the early part of the 20th century in reaction to modernism, and that stresses the infallibility of the Bible. Hold on. If I believe the Bible's infallible, I'm violent? What about that it stresses the infallibility of the Bible not only in matters of faith and morals, but also in literal historical record? Do you trust the Bible historical record on creation? Well, I do. I mean, why else would we be here on the Sabbath? Holding as essential to Christian faith belief in such doctrines as the creation of the world, the virgin birth, physical resurrection, atonement by the sacrificial death of Christ, and the second coming. That sounds like us. But we're considered violent in the name of God? But you know, I really don't, I'm not very surprised to hear that coming from the papacy. But if you look up the Adventist Review article, and I can give you the link to it online, just about a month and a half ago, they published an article called 148 Reasons to Not Be a Fundamentalist. And within that article, they compared Seventh-day Adventists that believe in our teachings, that believe in our 1800 roots. They compared us to those that shot up the skull in Kenya. Did you hear me on that? An Adventist Review. So these are our own people now. I've got this. Have they forgot who we are as a people? To say that to be a fundamentalist Christian, to believe in the infallibility of the Bible, to believe in the spirit of prophecy, that you might as well shoot up a school? We are forgetting who we are as a people. Sorry. So we must remember, history has proven what has happened to each movement of God that forgot who they are. You could say the movement of Seth, the first church on this earth after Adam and Eve. Cain killed Abel, now they have Seth. And Seth went forth and it said, then after that, the scripture says in Genesis 4 verse 25, that then people began to call upon the name of the Lord. So Seth began a movement for God on this planet after sin entered on this earth. But in Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 through 3, if you read it, you find that the sons of God, which would be the children of Seth, went out and married the women of the world. And they fell from there. And then in just the next verse, Genesis 5 and 6, God was grieved in his heart and sorry he made man. That's what happened to the first church, you could say, on this planet, when they forgot who they were and what made them different. They said, well, we're actually not that different from Cain and his children. Let's go out and be with them. But God had his remnant. God had Noah through that. You can find Israel. Let's turn our Bibles to Exodus chapter 19. Exodus chapter 19. We're going to observe verses 3 through 8. Exodus 19, verses 3 through 8. And there it reads, and Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, thus shalt you say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, you have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now, therefore, verse 5, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure. So this is what God said to us, right? You're a peculiar treasure unto me. Well, this is what he said to Israel. The same thing. Same promise. Verse 5, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which you shall speak unto the children of Israel. Verse 7, and Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord hath spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. So God right here said, I saved you. I brought you out of Egypt. I brought you out of sin. Brought you out of Babylon, whatever term you want to use there, right? I brought you out. You are now a peculiar treasure, a special people unto me. Now just humble yourself and obey me, and I will do wonderful things for you. And they said, yes, we will. We want to be your special people. We want to be different. But let's move a few chapters forward to Exodus 32. Exodus chapter 32, verses 7 and 8. I just want to give you a couple examples. You know, on 2 or 3 witnesses, each thing shall be established, right? So we saw Seth. They forgot who they were. They fell, and God was grieved. Exodus 32, 7 and 8. Verse 7 begins, and the Lord said unto Moses, well, I'll wait. I hear some more pages turning. I thought the allergies in New York were bad. I do miss Florida, though. Exodus 32, verse 7 and 8. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, go, get thee down, for thy people which you brought out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, these be your gods, O Israel, which have brought you up out of the land of Egypt. This is within 40 days of that first part we read. 40 days later, within that time frame, they have said, you know what? They just completely forgot. What made them different than Egypt? God said, I brought you out of Egypt. Be a special people to me. And they thought back, well, the Egyptians had some gods they could see. Let's build a calf. And if you really follow the narrative, they call that calf Jehovah, who brought them out of Egypt. Isn't that ridiculous? Actually, if you follow the narrative as well, Exodus 20, they heard the audible voice of God. And they forgot that quick, within a month's time frame, what made them different. And so turn to Isaiah 63. Like I said, we're going to be really moving through the scriptures, so your thumbs may be a little bit sore tomorrow. That's a good thing, right? Like we saw in that first quote, we need to be diligently studying the Word of God. Isaiah 63, verses 8 through 10. I just think this is a beautiful passage right here. Isaiah 63, verse 8. Says, for he said, surely they are my people, children that will not lie. So he was their Savior. In all their affliction, he was afflicted. Through our pain and suffering, Christ suffers along with us. He loves us and he goes through. When you are hurting and you're sad and you're going through persecution, God is there with you. And he feels the pain with you. In verse 9, in all their affliction he was afflicted, and the angel of his presence saved them. In his love and in his pity he redeemed them, and he bare them and carried them all the days of old. But verse 10, but they rebelled and vexed or grieved his Holy Spirit thereunto. Therefore he was turned to be their enemy, and he fought against them. So through this, God's people forgot who they were, and it grieved the heart of God and broke his heart. I don't want to break God's heart. And we see the same thing happen just again and again to God's people. Each time God stands up a movement, short period of time goes by and they forget absolutely who they are. Same thing happened with the early Christian church. Christ came, the apostles came, they preached powerfully, they converted thousands in days. And just a couple hundred years down the line, they forget what makes them different than Rome, what makes them different than the pagans around them, and they begin to adopt their principles and bring it unto themselves. And we saw what resulted, right? Baptized paganism. and apostasy. So God stood up another movement, the Reformation, right? These reformers stood up. They preached powerfully against the wickedness of the church. And what happened to them? They forgot who they were. Each movement stood up. They moved a little bit further out of Rome, a little bit further out of the papacy. But step by step they moved out, and then they forgot who they were, to the point now, like I said, the Lutheran Church apologizing and saying the Reformation was a misunderstanding. If I didn't know the truth on the state of dead, I'd say Martin Luther was doing somersaults. We can't, it is dangerous for us to forget who we are as a people and what we stand for when we say that we're Bible believers. But who are we as Seventh-day Adventists? I'll tell you right now, I was looking up the numbers for how many denominations there are in this world. I found about different estimates, but everywhere between 5,000 different denominations and 33,000 different denominations. That sounds like confusion, right? And we are only one within those thousands. So what makes us different? Here, I'll ask you guys, what are some things that make us different as a people? Exactly. Keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus, right? Yes, that is one right there. What else? What else makes us different? Christ our high priest, the sanctuary. Amen. And we're going to touch on all those. So we have specific things that make us different. But I want to tell you something. If all that makes us different is just we have a different set of roles, but nothing changes in our lives, and all we are is I just conform, and I go to church on Sabbath, you go to church on Sunday, but we're basically the same thing. If we come at like that, then we're going to make the same mistakes as the other churches. And if we forget what makes us different than them, we'll go to them for their practices, and next thing you know, we're just like them, as we're seeing is the mindset within our church. First is the Sabbath, right? The Sabbath makes us specifically different, but really, it has to be more than just the Sabbath, because there's 500 denominations that keep the Sabbath other than us. So what if we're all just a different, like you could use the idea of candy. If we're all Skittles, we're just a different flavor of Skittles, right? In the end, you get tired of one flavor, you try another, and in the end, you really get tired of them all because your teeth are hurting now, right? They don't really do anything for you. I want to be a grapefruit, something good and healthy, right? Not a different piece of candy. So we got to identify ourselves as the remnant, who we are, so that we remember that we are specifically different. Now, I'll try and speed up so I don't keep you, like I said, keep you guys all day, because there's a lot of ground I want to cover. So first thing, I pointed this out in Sabbath school that we need to remember, though. We don't want to get puffed up about ourselves. Think we're so great and high-mighty because I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, right? Because we need to stay humble. It's not because of anything we did. This is what God said to Israel in Deuteronomy 7, verses 6 through 8. He said, "For you are a holy people unto the Lord your God. The Lord your God hath chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. But so that they did not get high and mighty about themselves," he made this next statement. He said, "The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you are more in number than any people, but because the Lord loved you." Yes. It's not because we were so great in ourselves that God said, "You know what, I'm going to choose you and make a movement out of you, and you can preach my end-time message." It wasn't because of us. It's because he loved us. And he looked down and said, "I can work with those people's hearts. That little group of 50 people, I can work with them. And I'm going to do a great and mighty work through them." So some of the things that identify us as the remnant is Revelation 14:12, which the sister stated. Those that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. So this is a balance right there, right? So any church that claims to be God's remnant but does not have those two, we can toss out the door, right? They have to, one, keep the commandments, all 10, and have the faith of Christ and realize that it's not the keeping of the commandments that make us commendable to God. It is because of our faith in Christ and that he was our atoning sacrifice and that he works through us and helps us obey God. Amen. So we got to remember that we are a people that can keep the commandments of God in the faith of Jesus. I've heard within Adventism the idea that, we go out and we preach that we need to keep the Sabbath and you need to keep all the 10 Commandments, but once people are in the church, they say, well, you can't really actually keep them all. You can try to. You can't ever really actually keep them. But that goes against this. These people actually keep the commandments of God in the faith of Christ. Revelation 12, verse 17. If you turn to Revelation, like I said, I'm going to skim over some of them and just explain them to you, but some we'll actually look at. Revelation chapter 12. So it's going to be on you to study up on this your own selves. I'm just giving you guys a little bit of information. You take it, you go study it, make sure I'm on point, because I'm definitely fallible. Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. It says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have something." They have something special here. They have the testimony of Jesus Christ. And what is the testimony of Jesus Christ? Revelation 19, verse 10, just in case, because I know there are some people here that aren't regular, so you can see it from the Bible for yourselves. Revelation 19, verse 10 talks about John is speaking to an angel here, and it says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See, you do not do this. I am your fellow servant, and of your brethren that have the testimony of Jesus. Worship God, for the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy." So God's end-time church would keep the commandments of God, have the faith of Christ, and be led with the prophetic gift. There are many movements right now that claim to be led by the prophetic gift. Many. But we have to test the spirits, right? And just the main test here we'll find in Isaiah 8, verse 20, that says, "To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them." There are so many prophets in the Pentecostal and charismatic movement, but they deny the law of God. And the scripture plainly states, this is the Bible saying, not me, that there is no light in them. So these things identify us as God's remnant people. Revelation 14, turn with me there. Revelation 14, I'm going to start moving a little bit faster because I see I'm running out of time quickly. So Revelation 14, we find the three angels' message. And this is something that as Adventists, if you're in this church, you should probably know these verses very well. But you find the three angels' message. The first angel's message, and I'll read through them very quickly. 14 verse 6 says, "And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people." So that sounds like God's great commission, right? "Saying with a loud voice, Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of water. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." So you have these first two angels' message, which were first preached before there was even a Seventh-day Adventist on the earth during the Millerite movement. In part, they were impartly preached before, that God's hour of judgment is coming upon the earth, because there's a prophecy in Daniel 8 verse 14 that says, "Unto 2,300 days, then the sanctuary will be cleansed." And undeniably, if you believe in the Bible, you take it literally, that ended in 1844. There's no getting out of it. So those first two messages were preached in part, but Revelation 10 verse 11, I'm just giving you a little history of our church. Basically, the Millerite movement went out, but they misunderstood the event that was going to happen. They thought that Jesus was coming again in 1844. And he didn't come again, and there was something called the Great Disappointment. And these people were brokenhearted. I mean, they had sold everything they had to spread the gospel, and Jesus didn't show up. But out of this group, out of this Great Disappointment, because there's some like 10,000 here in America that were part of this movement, about 50 of them said, the Bible says this has to end now. So what does that mean? And they continued to study. And this is the people that it talks about in Revelation 10, verse 11, where it said, you must prophesy again before many people. Where it talks about, and like I said, you're going to have to study this deeper on your own, because I don't have enough time to expound on all this. So God's people, out of this group of 50 people came together, and they studied the prophetic word, and they studied the sanctuary message. They found that what happened in 1844, the sanctuary being cleansed, refers to the Day of Atonement and God's end-time judgment being commenced on this earth. And what does that actually mean? So let me find the Bible verse I want, because I'm skimming through about 2 pages worth of stuff that I really wanted to cover with you guys. But, yeah, I'll cover as much as I can. I will. All right, so Daniel 8, the 2,300 days ending in 1844. So what, we'll look at this. Okay, so first off, what is the sanctuary? That's how I'll do this. What is the sanctuary? Does anybody know what the sanctuary is? The holy place is in the sanctuary. Does anybody here know what the sanctuary, what is the purpose of the sanctuary? For God to meet with his people, for the plan of salvation, exactly. Psalm 77, verse 13 says, thy way, O God, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? So if we want to understand God's ways, we will study the sanctuary to understand this. And we need to understand this because we are told we are the temple of God, right? And the Spirit of God dwells in us. So we need to have a cleansed sanctuary if we want God to dwell in us. So the sanctuary is God's plan of salvation. You got the altar, right? Which is Christ's sacrifice. Accepting Christ. You come to the laver, that's baptism. Being washed, cleansed. Then you step into the holy place. You got the candlestick being the light of the world. You got the table of showbread, eating the word of God. You got the altar of incense, your prayer. So this is your Christian walk. Then you move into the most holy place, and there you got the law and the mercy seat in the direct presence of God. But what happened was, through the Dark Ages, when the early Christian church forgot who they were as a people, Daniel chapter 8 says that the little horn power, which is the Church of Rome, casted the sanctuary to the earth. And what we find is they casted each and every piece of furniture down to the ground. If you study it out, they got rid of the atonement of Christ, the free coming to Christ in faith and accepting it. Now you had to go through works and penance and all these things to be recognized before God, when this says the just shall live by faith. They threw out the laver. They threw out baptism by immersion. Now you're baptizing babies. You're sprinkling them and all these different things instead of the example we have of Christ. They threw out the altar of incense, your prayer, direct prayer to God. Now you had to come to a priest. So they took each piece of furniture, cast it down to the ground. But God said, by the end of the 2,300 days, my sanctuary will be cleansed. Which that word cleansed means restored or made right. And through the Reformation, each reformer brought back a piece of furniture. Martin Luther brought back the altar. John Smith and Roger Williams brought back baptism. John Calvin brought back the altar of incense. John Wesley brought back the candlestick. And then came a movement on this earth that brought back the most holy place, brought back the law of God, the faith of Christ, took the message of the other churches, combined them into one, the truth from each of those, and went out and proclaimed God's message to the world that we can overcome sin. See, you have to understand, there's so many nowadays that don't think you can overcome sin in this life. But we have to overcome sin. And the reason, if you believe that you cannot overcome sin in this life, that you don't understand the sanctuary. And I'll go through this very quickly, right here. So, the Day of Atonement, we're living in the antitypical Day of Atonement right now. Atonement is at one mint, being at one with God. That is his goal, is for us to be one with him just as him and his Father are one with each other. That's pretty amazing, right? If you want to read about that, read John 17. So God wants to be one with us, but Isaiah 59 tells us that sin separates us from God. So we're in a dilemma. God wants to be one with us, but sin separates us. So if we can continue in sin, how can we be one with God? And sin is transgression of the law, 1 John 3:4. So we find in Leviticus 16, so turn there real quickly with me. Leviticus chapter 16, starting in verse 30. Leviticus 16, verse 30. So it says right here, verse 30, "For on that day shall the priest make an atonement for you to cleanse you, that you may be clean from all your sins before the Lord." So this is speaking to the people of Israel. So the first job was the people to be cleansed, right? Then you continue, verse 31, "It shall be a Sabbath of rest unto you, and you shall afflict your souls by statute forever. And the priest whom you shall anoint, and whom you shall consecrate to minister in the priest's office in his father's stead, shall make the atonement, and shall put on the linen clothes, even the holy garments. And he shall make an atonement for the holy sanctuary, and he shall make an atonement for the tabernacle of the congregation." So what happened first? There were two cleansing works that happened. But which one happened first? The people were cleansed, then the sanctuary was cleansed. We want it to be the other way. We want Christ to cleanse the sanctuary, leave the holy place, come get us, and then cleanse us, right? So we can live in our sins here. But that's not how the Bible tells us. It says the people are cleansed, then the sanctuary was cleansed. So this cleansing work is twofold, because there's the temple in heaven and the human body temple. And if you read Revelation, the first 3 chapters about the 7 churches, chapters 2 and 3, you find that it's the overcomers who inherit eternal life. Again, it says, "He who overcomes, well, I grant to sit on the throne with me." But here's the key, though. I believe this is the key to actually overcoming, okay? It is your motives on why you want to stop sinning. You know, you can try to stop sinning and be completely self-centered and selfish. Because the majority of the time, we focus on the results of sin on us. I focus on the fact that because I sin, now I got to be punished. Now I got to be chastised by God. I don't focus on the fact that he's doing that to better me, right? He chastises those he loves. But we focus on the sin's effect on us. And though it is true, sin does have a very real effect on us. It causes sickness. It causes mental illness and depression. God has to withhold his blessings from us. And those things are very real, and that's part of it. But if that's the only reason you want to stop sinning, you will never stop. You have to realize that sin has an effect on others. Think of David's sin. In 1 Chronicles 21, it talks about David numbering the people against God's will, right? And what happened was the entire nation of Israel was punished. 3 days of pestilence on the land because of David's sin. When you sin, I've learned this by example. When I fall into sin, my entire family suffers the consequences. My wife suffers consequences. My kids suffer consequences. So sin has a very real effect on others. But righteousness does as well. Think of Joseph, right? Joseph's righteousness saved the entire nation of Egypt and the surrounding countries. Because one man said, "I will follow God no matter where he leads me." But this is the biggest thing right here. Is we got to realize sin's effect on God. When we realize what sin does to our Heavenly Father who loves us with an everlasting love, that sent his only begotten Son to die, the worst painful death you could imagine, that was beaten so bad to where you couldn't even recognize him, right? But not only that, he took the weight of, think of it, he never felt guilt in his life. Now he had the sin of every last person sitting in these pews and the rest of the world on his shoulders. And he went through all that out of love for us. Like Ephesians 3:14 through 19 says that the love of Christ passes even knowledge. We can't even understand it. We can't comprehend it. But we got to understand that when we sin, we rip God's heart out and we stomp on it. We break his heart. The story of Hosea, I think, is a beautiful representation of this. I don't know how many of you guys know the story of Hosea. You can turn there real quick. I'll give you a brief on the story and then read you this verse right here, Hosea chapter 3. But the story of Hosea goes, God told Hosea to marry an adulterous woman. A woman, and he had to love her. He had to marry a woman who would never give him the love that he showed her back. And the story goes, and we learn that she was unfaithful, and he took her back. She was unfaithful again, and he continued to love her. In Hosea, you can only imagine. I know from experience, I was married once before my wife now, and she was unfaithful. And I know that pain of your heart being ripped out and stomped on through that. That is heart-wrenching. When someone you love takes love you want back and gives it to another. And Hosea was going through this heartache. But God, he wanted someone that understood him. He wanted someone to understand what he was going through. Because when we turn from God, we do the same thing. Hosea 3, verses 1 through 3 says, Then said the Lord unto me, Go yet, love a woman, beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord toward the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love flagons of wine. So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, for an homer of barley, and a half homer of barley. And I said unto her, You shall abide for me many days. You shall not play the harlot, and you shall not be for another man. So will I also be for you. Because this woman had left him again and again, got sold into slavery, and here Hosea goes with his life's earnings and buys her out of slavery. Isn't that what Christ did to us?
Yes, yes.
But when we choose to do our own thing, we break his heart. We trample upon him. And I don't want to do that to God. I don't want to rip his heart out. And when we realize the pain that we cause him, that's when the true change will happen in our lives. When you realize the fact that when you rebel against God, when us as a people, we forget who we are, who God stood us up to be, and we decide, I'm going to follow these other churches, I'm going to be like the world, we rip God's heart out and stomp upon it. And I just don't want to do that to him. Ezekiel 6, my dad showed me this verse a long time ago. It says in Ezekiel 6 that I am crushed by your adulterous heart. And that word crushed in the Hebrew means completely broken into pieces. I don't want to do that to God. I don't want to be the people in Revelation chapter 3, verse 14. The Laodicean people, God's judged people, that's us, God's people living during the judgment. I don't want to be the people that God looks at and says, I want to spew you out of my mouth. You just make me sick. I don't want to be that. So I choose to let him cleanse my heart. Not fight against his cleansing. I choose to lay it down before him every day. So God's appealing to us. Back in Hosea, I don't know why I turned from it. Hosea chapter 6. God's appealing to each person sitting here. I don't know each of your situation. I'm sure there are those here today that have forgot who we are as a people and forgot what makes you different as a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. So this appeal that I'm going to read from Hosea 6 goes to you. I'm sure there's others that this is the first time you've heard this, and you're like, man, I want to be part of God's end-time movement, remnant people. This calls to you as well. And this is something you're just going to pray in your heart as we close in prayer. And maybe you haven't even come to Christ at all, and this is the first time you're even hearing about the pain that you caused a Heavenly Father that first created you and then redeemed you. God is calling to you here in Hosea chapter 6, verse 1. God calls and says, come and let us return unto the Lord. For he hath torn, but he will heal us. He hath smitten, but he will bind us up. We need to return to God as a people. We want our church to be healed. We want to be able to finish this work. I want Jesus to come again so I can see Grantley again. Amen? We can see our loved ones again so that we don't have to feel the sickness and the aches and pains, and I don't have to feel my knees hurting after, I go on a 12-mile ruck march and stuff like that, I want to be able to run and not get weary. We have to return to God. We have to go and decide, I'm going to stand for God. Even though the whole world says same-sex marriage is okay. Even though the whole world says, let's wander after the beast. Let's all be called by one name. Let's be ecumenical. Let's all be one. Throw out doctrine. Jesus won, as the One Project would put it. Instead, I'm going to say, I'm going to stand with God. I'm going to go where he goes. I don't want to break his heart. If you believe that with me, please stand and we will pray together. Dear loving Jehovah God, you know our hearts, and we know that of ourselves we can do nothing. Our righteousness is as filthy rags. So we need your help, Lord. Cleanse us. We thank you that you're our high priest interceding for us right now. Please, Lord, work a work in us. I don't want to sin anymore. I don't want to break your heart, Lord. Please change our hearts. Take our hearts of stone. Give us soft hearts. Write your law of love upon our hearts and upon our minds, Father God. Cleanse each and every person here. Forgive us of our sins, God. Please don't let us forget who we are. Don't let our faith in your word be shaken, Lord. Be with our church. Help us as we go into this general conference session. Help us as we move forward from here. Let us we know the ship is going through, Lord, but we don't want to rebel against you. We don't want to break your heart. So please, God, help us. Watch over us. Please, Lord, let us be that peculiar people to you. Whatever it takes, Lord, just cleanse your people and prepare us to see you. Come, Lord Jesus, come. We thank you, Father God, and we love you. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.